Don't let anybody define our expectations, all right? You live up to your own expectations. We've been defining reality for our team all year. Tonight we define it for everybody else. All right, let's go!
Don't let anybody define our expectations.
Well, I'll tell you what, on offense, this is a very potent offensive team. Led the A-10 in scoring margin, field goal percentage, and three-point field goal percentage. So they should feel very good about themselves in their ability to put points on the board. Also, defensively, the last 2 games they've held teams under 40%. But it's the toughness against the team, as you mentioned, that attacks that they have to meet.
Pull it down low to Kelly. Freeze guarding him, the 7-footer. Kelly takes him off the dribble and uses his quickness.
And he also used his left on that one. That's a big-time move by Curtis Kelly down low, using quick feet.
And Kansas State on an 8-0 run. So here come the Musketeers, 28-7. Excuse me, 26-8 overall, 14-2 in Atlantic 10 play. Crawford to the basket and comes up short.
A little too much handling, too much padding by Crawford. Got to move it.
Clemente cut off. Now Kelly driving again. He's feeling it. Short. Out of bounds.
Well, now he was so adept with his right hand. Got to realize Curtis Kelly is left-handed. And he makes that move right here. Just a nice job going up strong on that side of the basket.
You think the Huskies of UConn could use him?
Oh, that's unfair. That's unfair. But you know what? Sometimes a new environment becomes a new reality. I think the reason that he was recruited by UConn because they knew he could play.
Sutton facing, pulling, running the baseline, looking for it, fires, and hits.
Now you talk about a hot guy coming in. Jacob Pullen, absolutely terrific.
Leads this team in 8 different categories, including scoring at 19 a clip. 11-0 run for K-State. Here's Love. And a whistle. And looks like a foul coming up against Kansas State. Don't forget, we'll get you to Kentucky Cornell as soon as it tips off.
You know, the thing about Kansas State, they've got 2 guards that can put the ball in the basket. We talk about Jacob Pullen, how hot he is, 34 against Brigham Young in the 2nd round.
Inside, McLean cut off nicely. Kansas State very well prepared.
But they've always been a solid defensive team.
To the basket, and a whistle, and offensive foul. Lyons, the redshirt freshman from Schenectady, called for the foul. Tomorrow on the CBS, tomorrow, make that Monday at 9:30, 8:30 Central. It's the Big Bang Theory here on CBS. 13-4, Kansas State. Judge, and he banks one in. Wildcats not fooling around.
But Wally Judge, the freshman, become emerging as an important role player. Not too long ago, he wasn't in the rotation on a regular basis. He stepped up.
Judge McDonald's All-America inside. McLean has it blocked. Goes off of his chest and out of bounds. So Xavier having a hard time finding a rhythm.
We talk about Wally Judge emerging as an important player. Here he is rendering a decision under the basket with the block.
Sutton goes out of the game. And coming in, Rodney Magruder for the Wildcats. Clemente, he's an Iron Man. He can play the whole game if need be. And he throws it away. Nice steal by Love. Crawford crossover dribble. Had 21 points in the first matchup.
A little too anxious right now. Jordan Crawford's got to let the game come to him, forcing it.
Inside, easy. Everything easy right now. This time it's Jamar Samuels off the bench, 15-0 run.
Well, you don't want to get Kansas State in transition if you're the opposition. Denny Clemente leads this team so well. The no-look took the defense eyes off of the cutter down the middle, and he finds them. And this is a very experienced team. You talk about playing together. We had guys that have significantly improved as a team together. They got guys 23, 23, 22, Clemente and Pullen have been playing together for a long, long time, and they know each other so well.
Love couldn't hold on to it on the miss. Here's Clemente again. And he wastes no time getting that ball into the front court to use the entire shot clock. Clemente from Puerto Rico wears number 21 in honor of the great Roberto Clemente. Samuels inside, no. But there is Wally Judge.
Again, we talked about the offensive rebound in the first meeting between these two teams. And Kansas State with 16 points off of 14 offensive rebounds, picking up where they left off.
17-0 run for Kansas State. Love, jump hook. Batted out, Jackson picks it up. Deep jump shot, and hits.
Well, Dante Jackson is one of those guys that you can't give any room. 40% from beyond the arc, outstanding three-point shooter. Comes at the right time for Xavier.
On my own with Turbo.
Kansas State with the lead. 11:35 to go here in the first half. Kansas seeded number 2 seed. It's their highest seeding since the NCAA tournament started to seed teams back in 1979. Their previous high in number 4 in '88.
And this, as I mentioned before, a very mature team out there on the floor. You got Pullen, 21 years old, Clemente, 23 years old. You know, we've got Sutton, Kelly, 23 and 22 respectively. These guys know how to play the game. They've got the experience.
Clemente in the corner, shot clock winding down. They go inside and is knocked away and stolen by Crawford. Here comes Crawford. Now to the basket, and a foul coming up. Holloway is bumped, but some hot shooting so far for Kansas State.
And absolutely, don't think for one moment that Butler's upset of Syracuse in the first game didn't register with these guys. They knew they had to get out to a hot start, fast, getting it from the perimeter as well as inside. They want to make sure they don't dig a hole that they have trouble climbing out of.
Deep jumper, Crawford, too strong, and the rebound to Samuels. So for Kansas State in the first round, they beat North Texas 82-62, then BYU 84-72.
Well, sticky fingers by Curtis Kelly. Missed that shot, but a tremendous catch, and now he's grabbing his back a little bit. Might have strained something. You got a little bit of pain registering on his face.
Holloway to the basket, no call, picked up, McLean blocked and fouled by Samuel. So, what's the Elmore's edge on Kansas State?
Well, you take a look right here. The guards have to be accurate. You're looking at Pullen and Clemente, who score a bunch of the points. Inside-out balance. That means in order to remain accurate, you got to get into Curtis Kelly and company. And 10 players is what Frank Martin has in his rotation. They just wear opponents down. If they can continue to accomplish that, they're going places.
First free throw good. McLean, 6'8", junior from Hampton, Virginia, as the sub comes in. And McLean has really been doing a nice job scoring. He's averaging 10 points and 9 rebounds over his last 11. Second leading rebounder on this Xavier squad. 7.5 a clip. Then he gets a pair. Now a sub coming in, Andrew Taylor, junior forward from Toledo, 6'8". McLean heads to the bench. We talked about the backcourt for Kansas State. Pullen and Clemente. Pullen at 19, Clemente at 16 per game. And a foul away from the ball. Looks like Crawford picks up the foul.
Yeah, you talk about scoring averages. This is a team that averages 80 points a game. And your guards close to scoring half of those points.
Crawford picks up his first. I'll pull it, driving. Deep in the corner. Off the mark for Dominique Sutton, and the rebound to Love. Xavier starting to find themselves now. Nice play and a foul. And that will send Andrew Taylor to the line. Great extra pass, though, to get him open. Now, earlier tonight, Butler knocks off the second #1 seed in this tournament. First, it was Kansas, now Syracuse.
Well, again, I mentioned it earlier with Kansas State and their hot shooting. Syracuse dug themselves a hole. Too many turnovers, too many opportunities for Butler to put the ball in the basket and build a big lead. And Syracuse never could quite climb out of it. They took the lead, but then Butler, obviously feeling confident, was able to take it back and end the season for the Orange.
Second free throw good for Andrew Taylor. 9-point lead now. Kansas State has led by as many as 15. Pullen. Kelly fumbled it, picked up. Here come the Musketeers. Crawford, left hand flip with English.
The skills are there, no question about it, and the athleticism. Xavier now starting to feel themselves a little bit, a little confident in what they're doing, starting to create a few turnovers, getting out in the open floor where their athletes can work.
Clemente gets his own rebound from 16, and he drains it. That stops an 8-0 run for Xavier.
The very thing that buried Xavier in the first time these two teams met earlier this season, offensive rebounding.
Kansas State out rebounding Xavier so far 13-8. A deep jump shot goes down, and now we see Holloway extending the defense, 21-15. Clemente in the front court strip. Oh! Holloway trying to rob him at midcourt.
Get in the open floor, that's where you get your athletes. And Jordan Crawford might be the best athlete on the floor. And look at the spin.
Pullen. He is their leader. Kelly. Pullen up top. Oh.
That's a young man that will not be denied, Jacob Pullen. You give him enough room, he'll bury those.
Holloway again to the bucket. The runner high and in. 24-17. Kansas State. Inside Sutton, great interior passing.
A good look by Wally Judge. The freshman turning and facing, not rushing it, waiting for his teammates.
Judge playing on that great DC Assault AAU team in Washington, D.C., in that Maryland area. Michael Beasley on the squad. Crawford down the lane, the teardrop, count it. 26-19. They are balling this evening. Pullen off the dribble. Loose ball, Kelly. Officials letting them play too, folks. It's physical out there. You better bring your hard hat, lunch pail. As these two teams here in the first half are playing with a whole lot of intensity.
Kansas State averaging a little over 15 offensive rebounds a game, and when you're a jump shooter, you have all the confidence in the world. If you miss it, you know your guys are going to go get it.
Holloway backs it up. Here comes Freeze to screen. Holloway pushed off, offensive foul. It's a good call. 28-19, K-State.
In New York, Greg Gumbel, Greg Anthony, and Seth Davis with Big Red. We'll keep you posted. Let's send you back to Salt Lake City. Gus and Lynn.
28-19. Kansas State has led by as many as 15, but Xavier finding their rhythm.
And it's really been Terrell Holloway attempting to bring his team back. Off the dribble, shooting threes. Kansas State early looked like they were in total control.
Inside, that one goes off the rim. It's saved from going out of bounds by Kelly. Pulling another jumper, and that one sails out of bounds. So let's take a quick look at the game summary. Kansas State with a 28-22 lead.
Well, obviously,
we're going to go the other way. Another foul.
I'll tell you what, what's interesting is that Kansas State still has this 6-point lead. This is a team that has attempted a little over 30 per game, and they haven't attempted a free throw yet in this ball game.
Not a lot of fouls being called. And the last foul called on Sutton as he picked up his first. Inside, Holloway again. Rims off. Judge with a rebound, quick outlet pass. Clemente in the open court. Nice look inside. But Kelly can't lay it down.
Good catch. Didn't know where he was under the basket.
Crawford, Euro step to the basket, and he lays it in. 28-24.
You don't want that young fellow bearing down on you in the open floor. Kelly. You never know what he can do for you.
Out of bounds, and we're heading the other way.
Not only do you not know what he can do for you if you're Xavier, you don't know what he's going to do to you if you're the defense.
Whether it be the left hand or the right hand, Lenny, this kid can finish.
Get him in the open floor, as I said, it may be unpredictable, but of late, good things happen.
So after being down by 15 early, Xavier, they shake off the jitterbugs. And now, the Musketeers on a 20-9 run. As their coach said, Chris Mack, during his pregame speech, don't let anybody define our expectations.
But one of the reasons is Xavier has kind of wrested the tempo away from Kansas State. And you saw them try to go to full court pressure or half court pressure right there, pulling, blocking the path of Holloway.
And that's the 7th team foul against Kansas State. So Holloway shoots 1 and 1. And he missed it. 4-point game. Clemente, thumbs up. That's the play. Holloway really pressing, pulling now. Right in his hip pocket. Pulling, crossed him over. Double clutch, no call. No, it's safe going out of bounds. That's a foul. So Pullen takes a bad shot, and Xavier will shoot free throws.
Well, you're right, hounding him. And there he just takes him into trouble right there. McLean with the block. Holloway with the recovery, Pullen with the foul. And the thing I didn't like after the last foul by Pullen, where he blocked the pass along the half-court line, they started to complain to the officials, and you can't do that right now because you lose your focus.
Second foul on Pullen, so Holloway at the line. Great free throw shooter. As he gets the first tonight, Dave's got Jessica Biel, Oscar winner, Christopher Voltz, and a top 10 with Survivor, Heroes and Villains. 28-26, K-State.
Xavier's going to zone right now. And again, they've wrested the tempo away from K-State.
Baseline jump shot. Air ball. Roberts. But K-State holds on. The shot clock doesn't reset. It's at 10. Clemente. He'll fire a three. And Love snatches down the rebound. Here come the Musketeers. McLean back in the game. McLean backing his man down. Blocked and fouled. 3:23 to go. Xavier going to the line.
1.5 to play in the first half. Back to Salt Lake City.
Thank you, Greg. Kentucky with speed to burn. They'll take on the winner of that game, rather, with Kentucky and Cornell will take on West Virginia, who defeated Washington earlier this evening. McLean at the line, and he hits the second. And after trailing by 15, Len, Xavier right back in it, down by a penny.
Well, they've been able to take advantage of some turnovers by Kansas State, as well as the foul trouble. Jacob Pullen leads the Kansas State scores with 10 points. He's got 2 fouls. Jamar Samuels, who's been hot from beyond the arc and a good defender, he's got 2 fouls.
Rejection. Here comes Xavier. Oh, Crawford not ready for the pass. Coming up on AT&T at the half, Greg Gumbel, Greg Anthony, and Seth Davis will take you out for a live look at Cornell and Kentucky, and they will get you caught up on all the latest tournament news, plus an AT&T Naismith Watch update. That's all coming up on AT&T at the half.
And again, you talk about guys who can put points on the board. We talk about Pullen. Obviously, Jamar Samuels is one of those guys that's 6th man of the year in the Big 12. He's kind of tiptoeing with the 2 fouls out there on the floor. It's really up to Denny Clemente, Wally Judge, and the rest of the guys on the floor to pick up the scoring slack with Pullen on the bench.
Judge, 12-footer. That's way off the mark. Loose inside. Samuels, though, picking up the garbage and putting it in.
Wasn't tiptoeing that time.
Jamar Samuels, one of his biggest games of the year. 20 points, 12 rebounds off the bench against Texas. Very important player for this Kansas State team. 3-point game. Crawford driving to the bucket. Out of bounds.
Well, for Xavier, it's Terrell Holloway who's brought them back. And he's using it with his explosiveness off the bounce. An ability to knock down the 3. And he can be the kind of guy that single-handedly, by distributing the ball as well as creating for himself, that can win games for Xavier and certainly get him back into this one, which he has.
That one almost stolen away. Holloway, oh, Crawford in the backcourt. And Crawford with some words for Jackson. He said, come on, man.
Essentially saying, don't put me in that position. That pass a little bit out in front. And that allowed the defender, Dominique Sutton, to get a hand on it. Obviously, Crawford trying to recover, goes into the backcourt with it. You can't have a lot of room for error, a lot of margin for error in your passes with this very aggressive Kansas State defense.
Irving crosses over to the bucket. And he comes up short. Here come the Musketeers, 1:40 to go. Holloway. Baseline. Beautiful job. And that's Jackson getting to the hole. 1-point game again.
A little bit of transition ball by themselves. Nice job just kicking it to Dante Jackson. Everybody plays Jackson for the 3, and all he does is a nice little ball fake and drives the baseline to the basket. A nice addition to Dante Jackson's game. A guy who shoots 40% from beyond the arc, 5th highest percentage in the A-10, but people play him for it.
So after turning it over, he makes up for it with an aggressive play to the basket. Oh! Meanwhile, at the free throw line is Jamar Samuels, who hits the first. Next Thursday on CBS, CSI is back and all new. Brace yourself for 8 killer episodes in a row. It all starts next Thursday, only CBS. 31-29. And Samuels missing the second. 1:18 to play. Here in the first half, inside the lob, McLean, great catch. He waits and is fouled.
Right now, Xavier getting into the heart of the Kansas State defense. The last time off the bounce, it was Dante Jackson. This time off the pass, it's Jamel McLean. You got to get better ball pressure to prevent that kind of pass.
McLean, a transfer from Tulsa. Misses the first free throw. There's come a couple of subs into the game. This time it's Wally Judge. Samuels over to the sideline. He'll take a seat.
And again, Frank Martin looking for somebody who can shore up the middle and keep Xavier out.
So a lane violation on the first free throw against K-State. McLean knocks down the free throw, now with a chance to tie it up. And we're tied. Xavier climbing the mountain. The winner of this game will take on the Cinderella Butler Bulldogs, who knocked off top-seeded Syracuse.
Although I hate to disagree with you, how can a 5 seed be Cinderella? This is 23 games in a row this Butler team has won.
You may be right.
I think people are going to start respecting them.
I think you're right. Xavier with the chance to take the lead. Holloway! Oh, he's fought hard.
Third possession in a row. Xavier getting into the heart of the Kansas State defense. Judge tries to take the block. I'm sure he tries to take the charge, but called for the block. And Xavier, we'll talk about them matching the toughness of Kansas State. Well, they've done more than that over the last several possessions.
Holloway. Yes. Xavier with a chance to take the lead. They're on a 27-12 run. And they're in front. So how about this? After being down by 15 in the first half, what's Xavier done to be able to come back in this game as Coach Martin calls a timeout? We'll talk about it on the other end of the commercial. 32-31, Musketeers. Looks like he may have taken a knee in the thigh.
Take a look at Judge right there with the little lean to the right. Just enough for the official to see it. Watch him step and take that lean to the right. You got to give the defender a chance to change direction.
So out of the game goes Wally Judge with his third.
And that time Judge came right on top of Holloway. Didn't give him that chance. Holloway hit the deck hard, but chance to give him a little bit of a breather. He seems to be all right. That's one guy Chris Mack does not want to come off the floor. Not at this particular time.
So shot clock turned off, game clock at 27.
And the reason I say that because Holloway is the best creator for his team in this last possession.
Keep your eye on Brad Redford. He's a sharpshooter, number 12 blue in the right corner. 14. Holloway, he wants to take it himself, and that's a 5-second call.
Wow. Wow. Mental error by Terrell Holloway. Closely guarded by Martavius Irving, and just didn't realize. And I'm not sure you could see the official who was actually making the count. That usually tips you off.
10.6 remaining in the first half. 1-point game, 32-31. As they bring McLean back in, Redford takes a seat, didn't get an opportunity to touch it. So Clemente, Pullins on the right wing. Sutton comes out the screen. Clemente turns to the bucket. The runner, no. And that's it. Xavier closes the first half on a 28-12 run and lead by 1 at the break. We'll send you to Greg Gumbel in New York with AT&T at the half after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the Men's NCAA Basketball Championship exclusively on CBS Sports.